Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today, we have Nick.
Hello.
And Brandon.
Hi.
And we're here to talk about games and things.
Games and some things.
Yeah.
So, what's on the agenda today? Splatfest.
Yeah.
Team Water, obviously. Rocking
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about God of War. I'm not gonna spoil, but I'm gonna talk about God of War.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Brandon has got a word to talk about.
Mhm.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the newest and most exciting thing.
Yeah.
It sure is.
It would
All right. So you're up to bat, Brandon. Tell us about it.
It's excellent. It's so good. Let me start by saying I was not really up on this game for like the first 30 minutes to an hour. I was just kind of teetering back and forth, and I had a lot of moments where I was like, this feels like it's trying too hard to make me care. And I'll leave that alone there. I'll just say that. And then it had one of the best first boss fights I have ever fucking witnessed in a game in a very long time. It was incredible.
Okay, that's good.
So that happened. It is so hard to talk about this game without spoiling the first God of War reboot, which isn't a reboot, or without spoiling this game. So there's that. Because one of the, have either of you finished the original God of War from 2018?
I beat the
I don't know when it was. So you beat it.
No, we talked about this last week. I've tried 3 times to start it and still not finished it.
How much do you care about information from that game?
I mean, at this point, like, I'm pretty committed to not playing it, so...
Okay, so this one's the story of Loki trying to figure out who he is. By the way, Loki is Atreus, Kratos' son.
Yeah.
So that's where this is. This is him trying to figure out where his journey is going to take him, essentially, and this is Kratos being hardcore daddy mode, but it doesn't make him look like a bitch. And that's something I really appreciate, because it just seems like he actually cares, but he cares in the Kratos way of caring that is essentially like, shut up. You know? Like, I am tough man, and you need to listen to me, son. And then son is like, I don't like listening to tough man, but I do need to respect you. And it's like, the dynamic there is really, really good. Even when he does things like goes behind your back and everything, which he does do in this game, and I won't spoil what he does, but even when he does like that, you like and him have like a conversation between like traveling to the next point of interest in the game itself, and like the conversations you have in this game are like some really good, really well voice acted, very well done, like dialogue that doesn't feel too much like exposition dumps, which at first I felt that way, like, okay, we're just getting information while we're traveling, but as this has continued on and you've seen the dynamic of dad and boy get even closer than it was in the original game because of what this game entails, which I will leave to you to find out. There is so much here that is actually like very, very well done, story-wise. It's incredible. And then on top of that, the voice acting's really good. It's a interesting story, and it's one that makes sense. Because like at first I was just kind of like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I can't believe that you're doing this. But as it's gone on, I've been like, okay, I understand where this person's coming from and what's going on here and everything. There's one character at this point in time that I don't fully agree with the way they're made, the way they are done, but I understand where they're coming from, and I understand why they are the way they are. And I'm trying to like dance around who it is or anything because it's a massive spoiler. But the character essentially, this is not going to spoil it, but this character refuses to fight. Like, they are done. They are pacifists. And no, it's not Kratos, and no, it's not Boy either, obviously. But this character refusing to fight there's a whole lot of insight in between like the dialogue and everything that's like, okay, I understand why you are this way, but you are like really fucking stupid for not like doing this. Like, and then like even Kratos is like, we can't stop this person from feeling this way and reacting this way, and it's their right to do it and everything. And like he says it obviously in the Kratos way, the like very gruff, the very like, sometimes war is not the thing, blah 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 blah. If I could go back and stuff like that, because he's like talking about all the past games of God of War where like he's lost loved ones, he's lost everyone, he's lost literally everything, and he regrets it, and that's part of the reason why he is Dad of War now, because he just kind of wants to avoid all of that shit in general. Yeah, he'll still fight, yeah, he'll still do what he needs to do, but he understands why this other person won't. And the kind of like dichotomy between those two characters and seeing him understand this person and like take up for them while his son is like being like let down and feeling like this person's just like given up and whatnot, and seeing that like back and forth is very, very real and very, very well done. And the whole thing makes a lot of sense to the point where it's like, okay, I get it, it's cool. There's an element in this game where eventually like the world itself kind of opens up, so you're able to like travel in between realms and everything, and it kind of has like a pseudo open world sort of deal going on there, and I really dig that. I like being able to go back to areas and look for stuff, and I've played like 10 hours of this game, and I know I'm nowhere near completing it. So so there's that. So there's a lot here to enjoy as well, just in general. And there's been so many moments where I've done something, and then like the response to the thing that I just did was like, oh shit, oh, that was fucking cool, or like, wow, that's really neat. Or there's even been like really sad moments that feel like it's genuinely earned that sad moment and not just thrust down my throat. And I did have an issue when I first started playing this where I was like, this feels like every Sony first party title, to the point where it's almost a given now in every Sony first party game. I may have wrote it in the chat with you guys initially.
You did.
I did. And my issue is when you play something like, let's say, Horizon Zero Dawn, or Last of Us, or fucking any Sony first party title that is like, oh, Nathan Drake, Uncharted, something like that. There's always some point in that game where it's like, ah ha ha, now you're playing as a different person, and it's another person that you weren't expecting to play as. And when that happens here, I'm like, okay, I get it, that's fine, whatever. And when I first saw it happen, I was like, okay, I'm playing as Freyas. I'm playing as Loki. I'm playing as Boy now, and I'm like, okay, great, all right, cool, I get it. Yay, we get to play it as this different character. It's supposed to be a moment where it's like, aha, I got you. Look, you played as this other character now. But now that I've gone on further in the game and I've seen more of what the story is and what's going on here, that made a lot of sense. And it has happened multiple times since then as well. So it wasn't just a one-off like so many of those other games are, where it's like, now you play as this person just for their little point of view thing for like 3 seconds, and then boom, back to the main character. Because we wanted to be like, aha, we had you play as Mary Jane in the Spider-Man game. Woo! Which is something that fucking Sony loves to do. And it's really kind of obnoxious at this point. But here, it wasn't that, even though it first seemed like that. So good. I should have reserved my thoughts for more of the game being played, because I was like 4 hours in then. But I'm just so sick and tired of Sony games that are like, you're playing as this character now. Why? Because it's something different. Go do it. And it's like, oh, okay, sure. And it happens in every fucking Sony first party title, and it's kind of obnoxious at this point. But here it doesn't do that. And the game itself is very, very well made. I have had 0 glitches in the 10 hours that I have played this game. I've had no issue with it whatsoever. At all. I've played it in performance, and I've played it in quality mode. Quality mode is fucking incredible. I will not play it that way because I don't want to play a 30 FPS game and I don't have variable refresh rate on my TV, so I can't really do that. But if I could play variable refresh rate on my TV and I could play in quality mode with that, then I would, because honestly, it looks amazing. It really does. It looks fantastic. And in performance, it doesn't look as good, but it does run at a solid 60. I don't think I've ever dropped a single fucking frame while playing this game, and that is impressive. So, yeah, hats off to them for making such a very good game that runs incredibly well. Like I said, I've had no game-breaking glitches. I've had no issues whatsoever. And there's just been so much going on, but it still feels like a cohesive product, and it doesn't feel like a mess. And honestly, although a lot of this is story more so than gameplay and puzzles more so than like action, it's got a lot of puzzle elements to it this time around, and they're fine. There's really nothing wrong with them. They break up the action, and the action is really good when you get into it. Even with that, I might like this more than the original. Not the original from PS2, but the original from PS4 with this version of it. It does confirm one thing that's really fucking weird, and I thought I was crazy and imagining things until I saw a write-up today on IGN about it. This game made PlayStation All-Stars canon.
I saw the article about that today.
What did it do?
It made PlayStation All-Stars canon.
Well, no, I heard that part, but how? I guess that's what I don't understand.
So when you're traveling places, if you're not having a conversation that directly involves what's going on to push the narrative, if you're in like little open areas, you'll talk to Mimir. And Mimir and you will just share like stories. Like he'll share his stories, and he'll ask you questions about your life and that sort of thing. And it kind of builds more background information. And sometimes your son will ask you stories as well, which builds even more background information. And at one point, Mimir asks you something about a tournament that you've taken place in. And you tell him you've taken place in a lot of tournaments, but he's like, "No, I'm talking about the one with the princess." And he like goes into detail about like the specific characters that were in PlayStation All Stars, and he like lists all of them off. And then Kratos is just like, "I'd rather not talk about that one." I gotta find out what it exactly was. You said IGN had an article about it, right?
I believe it was IGN. Yeah, I did see it today because I read. Because I was like, I saw that. I was like, "Hey, no way!" And then I read it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, here it is. Okay. So Mimir says, I also heard you once fought in a tournament. Kratos says, I've fought in many contests. Mimir says, no, this particular one, I heard you did battle with beasts, scoundrels, princesses, the undead, automatons, and history's greatest musician. That's not true, is it? And then Kratos just goes, I would like to not speak of this. And Mimir just goes, fair enough, brother. So the history's greatest musician, they were talking about Parappa the Rapper, and then the princesses was Fat Princess, and Scoundrel was Sly Cooper. It's just silly. It's very silly. But anyway, yeah, that was a thing that happened, and I had to do a double take for that. But yeah, seeing that confirmed was me not being crazy and me not reading in between the lines too much. That's actually really funny. And it seems like in general, there's a lot of moments like that in this game where they build lore or they just have little conversations about past things from other games with Kratos, like including like all the past God of Wars, so like 1 and 2 and 3, like the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 ones, like all of that stuff is brought up in this, so it's not like a alternate dimension or different timeline. It's like, no, all of that stuff is canon. Like all of it is. It all is the same Kratos. It all is the same thing, even though it's not really talked that much in the first God of War reboot thing, but this one, it heavily leans into letting you know that Kratos did experience all those things, and this is the same Kratos from all of those other games. So there's that. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this. This game is really good. I've had a lot of fun with it, and that's all I could say without spoiling things. So there you go.
Okay.
Do you want to ask any questions like about it or anything? I could like not spoil, but I could answer some questions if you wanted.
I mean, I don't have any personally.
Nick?
No, I mean, as long as I know that you're enjoying it, I guess that would
It's
be enough
great.
for me for now.
It's great.
Sorry. Because I did like the first one a lot, and I was looking forward to this one. I'm not getting it right away because I think I talked about it last time. I just got a lot on my to playlist right now.
Yeah.
Pokemon's just like 3 days away.
Yep.
It is.
So,
It is.
but I will be playing it at some point. So
It's definitely worth it, I think. It is a fantastic game. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it so far. Yeah. Moving on, I do want to talk about one other little thing. This was I told you guys that I haven't got my graphics card in right now, because my computer's all fucked up and I'm having RMA'd and whatnot. Well, I decided to do a stream on my Steam Deck.
Oh.
very good.
It worked perfectly fine over like 100 FPS and medium high settings on CS:GO, which not a looker, but that in 1080p on a fucking handheld. Obviously, I plugged it into a monitor and I had a mouse and keyboard because I wanted to actually play the game. I mean, it ran. It ran totally fine. I had no issue with the stream. And something very interesting about the stream is the people that repaired my computer initially, before the ones that also told me about the graphics card issue I had, yeah, they randomly showed up in my test stream and said hi.
Oh.
Yeah, so I
Funny.
guess they had my info from my email that I left, and they had followed my stream back in like the day that I had gotten my computer repaired by them. And I mean, honestly, looking at the way this looks, I'm gonna show you, Nick, so you can like look at it, like in general.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna post that into general real quick. You guys don't get to see this, but anyway, there you go. Just like run that for a bit. This is running on a Steam Deck. Like, just look at how actually good this is.
What do we got here? Huh. It's definitely doing it.
It sure is. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
doing its thing.
It's doing its thing. I've seen like worse streams running on actual computers. So I mean, it's kind of
Oh, yeah.
impressive to be completely honest. So yeah, you can stream on a Steam Deck, and I've actually been using the Steam Deck as my main computer for the last week. So
Follow-up question: is this the only stage in Counter-Strike? Because I swear this is the only stage I've ever seen in my life.
no, this is the most balanced and competitive map in Counter-Strike. So a lot of people play this map, myself
Okay.
included.
I was saying, I feel like I've been watching the same map for like decades at this point.
If you like fast forward further, you'll see two other maps that I
Okay.
play also. So I played
Like I
three
jumped
maps.
like 10 minutes into it, I think, but I didn't go.
A
that
Counter-Strike match normally takes between 40 and an hour long for one
far.
match.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I think the first map ends at 45 minutes. So yeah, 45-minute match. That's an average Counter-Strike match. That's actually even somewhat on the low end. When you queue up for a Counter-Strike match, it tells you to be prepared to have at least 90 minutes of free time. Because if a game goes all the way to a 30-30, it's gonna be a 90-minute long game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I play CS, I'm like in it for an hour and a half, essentially.
And
But
it's a
yeah,
winner.
yeah, I mean, I love CS. CS is a really fun game. It's one of my favorites. But moving on from that, yeah, just in general, using the Steam Deck to do everything. Like right now, me talking to you, I'm on the Steam Deck. I'm streaming. I mean, I streamed from the Steam Deck. I'm using it right now for the podcast, and it works phenomenally. The only issues I really have are any of the games that have like very specific anti-cheats, and then I can't play those. So like Valorant, I can't play because it's a kernel-based anti-cheat. I can't play Fortnite because of the anti-cheat system they use and because it's Epic Games, and I can't play Fall Guys because of the anti-cheat system they use and because it's Epic Games. So there's 3 games that I can't play. But pretty much everything else I haven't really had any real issues with, or I've found ways to get around it. Like I've even been doing eBaying and selling stuff from my Steam Deck as my main setup, and I've watched like YouTube, I've watched entire movies. I just watched the new Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie that came out.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, it was very good actually. It was very funny, and my friend that I was watching it with at the time he texted the phone number that they tell you about at the very beginning of the movie,
Mhm.
and that was a mistake because they continued texting him until 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like his phone got quote unquote hacked by the Moonanites. If you text the number, they will spam your phone the rest of the day. So like they'll spam it for the 75-minute. It's like an hour and 15-minute movie. It's not a long movie, but it's like an hour and 15-minute movie. And throughout the entire runtime of the film, they'll spam your phone, including sending you one screen grab that says it's the ending of the movie. We've just spoiled the movie. Haha, you wasted $19.99 on this shit. Essentially, is what they did to him. And they actually did send him the ending of the movie, but if you haven't watched up to the ending, it's very nonsensical to the point where it makes no sense. So it just looks like they're fucking trolling you. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really funny because then at 4 a.m. he got one more text from them that said, "Hi, you thought you got rid of us? No, we will never leave. Your phone still belongs to us. We're sorry. We're happy we woke you up in the middle of the night. Good luck getting back to sleep," and all this other shit. They just like spammed him for another few minutes and then it stopped. But damn, it was good. It was a good little troll on their part that kind of went alongside the actual movie. And the movie was great. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, I watched that on my Steam Deck, so that's how I'm looping this back into my Steam Deck. Other than that, I mean, I've been playing some like music games because I've been getting back into playing rhythm games a lot lately. I started playing more DJ Max Respect 5 and Muse Dash. Both those games are excellent, and if you haven't played them, you definitely should. And yeah, other than that, I've really not really done that much. So yeah, Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty. Call of Duty's still good. I'm having a lot of fun with that. But yeah,
Did you do the Splatfest at all?
I did not do the Splatfest.
Brandon!
I literally forgot about it, but it doesn't matter because my team wants to get fucked.
Oh,
Did
we
you
all
sign
picked
up for the team?
field.
Huh?
Did you even sign up for the team?
No, but Water.
Oh,
Oh,
so then
well.
you get fucked.
Yeah, get
No.
fucked.
No, I didn't even have to play. That's how good my team was.
Yeah, but if you didn't even like commit to a team, you didn't commit to a team. Because
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
could have won. Like if Fire won, you would have been like, "Oh, my team won."
I would not go with Fire.
Yeah, I think he would do the grass before fire.
I would not do.
You would hope.
I would do Water before Fire.
Well, I mean, obviously, Water was the top tier choice
Yeah.
because they swept. They swept
did.
it. They got there was a shutout. They like the other Grass and Fire didn't win a single category for the
Nope.
entire Splatfest.
Damn.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because when I was playing, like I kept on getting wrecked on teams, and I was like, "There's no way Water's winning."
I was gonna say it felt like every match that I played, I was like, for the most part, just getting my ass handed to me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it was brutal. I'm like, oh, we're just getting creamed. And I mean, I guess we're transitioning into Splatfest now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and obviously they made some tweaks to the tricolor battles because I got a lot of them this time. I don't know if you got to play any or not.
I got a couple of them too.
I think I actually probably because I didn't start playing until halftime,
Yeah.
so I missed the first day. I would honestly say just playing it open, like I was probably like 50-50 tricolor battles and regular. And we actually won. I was so happy we won a tricolor battle.
Yeah.
I was like, is that even possible? I didn't even know.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was actually fun. This map was so much better for the tricolor battles than the last one. You didn't get any in the last Splatfest, right?
No, I didn't play any.
Yeah, the last map was very like condensed and everyone was like really close together. So as soon as the whatever that missile is that shows up, like as soon as it shows up, like you lost it instantly. But this one is actually pretty competitive. Another match we ended up losing, but we stopped them from getting any of the beacons or whatever.
Yeah.
So, which I thought was pretty. I thought this was a fun map to play. What was it, Sturgeon Shipyard? I think is which one it was.
I think that was one that was for that.
That particular one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did really enjoy that. I thought that was, it shows me that it's possible to make those enjoyable. They do need to be tweaked more though, because they are just still like wildly imbalanced. But I do think they're fun. I did have a good time with that. What else? Because that was my thing too. Because I was like, at first I was when we started playing, like I was getting wrecked, and I was like, oh, it's because I don't have my shirt. Like my other shirt had like, my ninja squid ability and the other stuff, so I put ninja squid on it, and then like, just let it do random abilities. But then I was like, I had a couple good matches after that, and then I just started getting wrecked again, and I was like, no, this just something's fucked up here. I'm just getting wrecked like crazy. So, but it's fun. I love Splatfest. That's always a good time. I got to ruler, and then I was like, peace out. I'm done. Bye. I'm like, I need my shells for whatever we're getting for chill season.
Yes, we do. We do have that coming.
How was Splatfest for you?
It was good. I think I started around the same time you did. I didn't play it all Friday night. I was actually too busy watching anime for once.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what'd you watch?
I watched the first 3 episodes of Chainsaw Man.
That's my boy! Let's go!
And the first 3 episodes of Snafu. Chainsaw Man is fucking great.
I told you, didn't I?
It's
I
so
told you,
fucking
didn't
good.
I? Dude, and the music is so good. I love how at the end of every episode, it's a new song.
Yeah.
There's a new ending in every episode.
But I also really love the opening to that.
The opening's so good.
Too.
Do you know all the movie references in it?
I know a good amount of them. I don't know them all.
Yes. You know the golden ball one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What was I gonna say?
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I
I could gush about that because I'm watching a new episode after this podcast because I haven't watched today's episode yet.
And I'm only watching the dub because the main character is hilarious.
Oh, okay. I actually listened to the start of the dub because the dub just recently came out. I was listening to it, and what was it, like the opening where he talks about the testicle they sold? He's I sold one of my balls, That, and I watched the latest episode dubbed. Well, not latest, but like the 3rd episode dubbed. Because you've already seen it. You've seen the 3rd episode.
I've seen
so
all
you've
3
seen the thing about the titties, basically.
Yes.
That episode was incredible hearing it dubbed because I was not expecting that man to give such a good so much gusto for his longing to grab titties.
It was very good.
It is incredible. The dub's also very good. So yeah, go ahead, watch the dub. It's good.
But I did play, like I said, Splatfest a bit Saturday night, and then or not Saturday night, Saturday night and Sunday morning. I did get to play 3 tricolor battles, like 3 or 4 in that time. It is the first time I ever played a tricolor battle, so like that was really fun. And then what else did I get to do? Oh, I did like a couple of the 10 times matches too. Did you get any of those, Mike?
Not in this one. I had a bunch the last time.
Yeah. Which like those were cool as well. But I was definitely in the same boat as you were. Like I felt like I was getting my ass whooped every match, and I was like, all right, it's gonna be close for water. And
yeah, 'cause at halftime too, it was like everyone was within like a percent. It was like very evenly split. It was like 33,
Water
33,
just went
33.
ham.
Yeah, Water
No,
did
they
go
still
ham.
eked it out by like a little bit on, but they eked it out on everything.
Yeah.
So.
It's cool to get a big man dub, and I'm still very much so enjoying that game. I am consistently playing that.
Yeah, once my internet gets kind of cleared up a bit, I'm probably gonna put more hours into that like tonight because I'm gonna need to step back and take a break from God of War because I played like 4 hours of it today before I hopped on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a lot of fun. I usually try to at least get on and maybe do like a couple of something every day.
Yeah.
Usually, I'll just run into like Salmon Run or whatever, just do like a little bit of that. I like to at least do the Gacha Machine.
Yeah.
So the winter update coming, right?
Yes, the winter update is coming at the beginning of next month. So 2 weeks basically.
Yep.
And they put up. Did you guys all watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer and I was like, "Damn, that looks good." So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're adding a bunch of new weapons and some weapon upgrades. Mm-hmm. They got at least 2 new stages coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say new maps are also in there.
Yep, and then Big Run's coming. Actually, they used the word imminent. Big Run is imminent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for that. I really want to see what that
was.
is.
Big Run ever a thing before?
No, this is brand new.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They unveiled it with like I think it was the direct that they did for Splatoon just before it came out, like during the summer. So it's basically like it's Salmon Run, except it takes place on one of the like actual like normal stages. So the one stage they showed off was that like amusement stage
Yeah.
with like the Ferris wheel and the spinny shit. So I don't know. I'm excited. I hope it's really good. I hope it has some like good stuff. It looks like they have, because the people who've been doing data mines, they find like a whole bunch of shit for it.
Yes.
And just for Salmon Run in general, like there are other bosses and stuff that have not been used, things like that. So
Yeah.
it should be interesting to see what they end up doing with it. I want the NZAP 89 to come in, because that's so it's basically the same thing as the current one, which I think is 85, except
Mhm.
it's like a different special. Because I fucking hate the drink machine that I have right now.
Oh
which is-
yeah.
That's my biggest gripe about it. I'm like, I just don't know what to do with it. It's like, oh, you got the drink machine. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with this drink machine? It's
Beverages.
helpful sometimes, but
Yeah.
gives you a little boost. But I just don't know where to drop it. I feel like I'm dropping in people's way all the time. It's like, whatever. Yeah, no, but Splatoon is excellent. I love it. Like I said, I do still play pretty regularly. And you probably got yours too. The new amiibo came out this last week since we recorded. Too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I did get the new amiibos. How do you like them?
I think they look fantastic.
They do look very good. I
actually-
absolutely love them.
I haven't scanned mine in yet. I just kind of
I've-
like pulled them out of their cases.
Yeah, I've scanned all of them in, and actually, too, I was able to find at Target over the weekend, Pearl and Marina from Splatoon 2, like those amiibos.
nice. Mhm.
So, like, I went from having like basically none of the amiibos for the game to having most of them now.
I saw this real nice. Where is it? This picture on Reddit. Someone arranged their Splatoon amiibos by color, and it's just it's beautiful. Hold on, I'll get the picture for you. It's gonna go to the other chat just because that's what I can send to easiest from my photos on my phone. But just look at that. I was just like, oh, that's just glorious the way that they line up.
Oh yeah, I love that. I absolutely love all of that.
Yeah, because like there's something for like every part of like the color spectrum basically out now, which I didn't even realize. I was like, oh, that's just
Can't wait for them to announce amiibos for Shiver and Fire or Fire
and Big Man
and Big Man and Big Man.
Yeah,
can't forget Big Man.
Cannot forget Big Man.
No.
So yeah, no, I'm super excited for. I'm sure they will probably. I would guess probably probably around the same time of whenever the DLC, whatever big DLC they have coming out is coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it should be good. And I'm hopefully that with their quarterly updates that they're going to be doing, from what it looks like, that just keep this game having a bunch of longevity. Like it looks like it should. Splatoon 2 had a significant amount of updates during its life, so
yeah.
I feel that right now I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm ready for like new stuff though. So
yes, same.
Yeah. Well, and you got your other thing we didn't talk about from the new thing, which you will probably be able to take part in, is the X Games or whatever, X League.
Oh, the X Battles or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think it's for people only in S rank. It's like
yes.
I don't know if you know what it is though.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyone who's in S rank could do the S League or X League or whatever it is, and it's just higher ranked people, which will be nice for me because if I just decide to start doing rank battles again. At least those assholes will be out of there. I can just deal with the class. No, I mean, I didn't really have like a horrible time getting to A rank, but I just went back into Salmon Run and I was like, I'm good. I got to A. I was like, I feel accomplished. I just stopped. I got my A rank badge.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I do like it. I like. Do you have like a favorite like mode that you like to play in the Anarchy battles?
Honestly, that depends on the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is
like some maps, like I can finish Rainmaker faster on some maps than I can others. I forget what the one is, but you know the one has like the spinning platform in the middle.
The amusement park one?
I think so. That one I've ended a battle in like 30 seconds because I was able to get the Rainmaker across the map in like basically no time flat.
Oh, that one is a fast one to get through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clan Blitz is fine. As long as you got good people on your team. The tower one I hate. That one's annoying. And
the tower one.
What's the other one? I'm forgetting one more.
The
zones?
Oh yes. Flat zones.
The zones It's fine, but like I feel like most of the time I've played zones, it's like either you're like getting just absolutely destroyed or like fighting for your life. Like there's no like in between. But I probably like Clan Blitz and Rainmaker the best.
I like
But
Clan Bits a lot, but it seems like
yeah.
it's a very unpopular one
Yes.
online. Like if you look at like Reddit or whatever, I like it because I just feel like it gives a bit more latitude to play. Like the other ones, it's almost like the other ones all have like a very specific like pattern to play through, whereas Blitz is a bit more random.
Yes.
Which I enjoy that more. But yeah, no, I think I agree with your takes on the modes. I do like Clan Battle though. I think it's one of my favorite ones, and it's not as map dependent, I think.
Yes.
Although sometimes if I'm not familiar with a map, I'm like, where the fuck is this goal? I'm like looking all around for it. I can't find it. It's like right in front of me, or it's like a weird angle.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Anything else Splatoon wise from you? Anything?
no, like just excited for the new stuff coming, and had a lot of fun in the second ever Splatfest I participated in.
Yeah, I mean
So
we
that
should
was
be
cool.
seeing a new one. I would think next month.
Are they like a monthly thing?
They used to be.
Okay.
This October was the first time, I guess, since like Splatoon 1, where like they did not have a Splatfest for one of the months.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, that's all I've got really to say for that for now. I have more to talk about with the other game though that I have.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got farther in Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay.
How much farther did you get?
So I just about completely finished the first area. There's just one more quest I can't do because I don't have 12 sparks.
Oh, okay.
So like I have to go and progress faster or farther rather, and then come back. I did start to notice some performance issues with this game. Some of the latter end of the first area, the battles like make your Switch chug,
Oh.
and it was like the first time I actually had like that issue with that game. So I was a little shocked.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising. Because the game, at least, I mean, I haven't played it anymore since last time.
Yeah.
But I've not noticed anything that would make me even think it would be on the cusp of a performance issue thus far.
Yeah, so I've had small ones here and there. So now I'm on to the second area, and it's like, not to say it's more of the same, but it's kind of that, like some of the normal fights you get into on the ground are like the same types of battles, but instead of like the one that you were fighting weak to fire, it's now weak to water. And like things of like that nature. So it just kind of changes things just a teensy tiny bit. But like I said, I finished that complete first area. There was no like big boss or anything that I can remember. But I do like the new character they added to the game, Blade or Edge. No, yeah, Edge. Like she's really cool. Still can do without the voice acting, but you know, can't always get what we want with that.
Did you try to turn it off? Did you look?
No, I actually completely forgot I was going to try to look for that.
Yeah,
I just did not. Fortunately, but yeah, still having a blasty blast with it. I'm getting more used to the newer controls, like with the more free form movement and like not having to like wait turns in between your characters and just kind of be able to hot swap them. So that feels a little bit more fluid to me now as well.
Okay.
So having fun with that, but yeah, really love the game.
That's awesome.
That's good. Let's see. I got a couple more stages in a Bayonetta. It's gonna be my chug. I think Bayonetta has now hit the lowest point of those. Remember how I kept telling you they have these really stupid like side mode battles? Yes. I don't know how much further you played, Brandon.
I have not. That's how much further I played.
Yeah. I now have found one that was worse than the other ones that I've already played.
Yikes.
And it's like absurd. It doesn't even make sense. It's very Japanese for sure.
Oh, well then I'll probably like it.
It's not fun though. That's the problem. My problem is not the absurdity. My problem is its lack of fun.
I'm going to sit down and play Bayonetta more.
Yeah. And I think that, and you know, and when you're talking about a God of War,
yes,
like it had me thinking about the other thing with this game too, Because this game does have you play through other characters
Mm-hmm.
more regularly than you
Viola?
should.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this game's Bayonetta. Why the fuck am I always playing as Viola or whatever her name
Yeah.
is? And I don't think she's fun to play as. I do not like playing as her. Because I played through it once and I was like, okay, that's not fun, but it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This one I just did it again and I was like, this is still not fun. And now I just don't like it. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe you would like it more. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to sit down and actually just hammer it out. I'm kind of sucked into God of War right now, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like the things I'm going to focus on are going to be finishing God of War, 100%ing Arceus, because my friend keeps telling me about how good that game is once you like finish it. So that's something I'm gonna attempt to do. And Katie did that over the weekend, so I know it's good because she was like, yeah, it was good. And then I want to obviously play Scarlet and the new Pokemon just in general, and then Bayonetta, Tunic. I'm just naming all the games that are possible Game of the Year contenders. I'm just gonna quit that. But no, I have a lot of games to play that I gotta finish in the next few weeks.
And speaking of, the Game of the Awards did put up their nominations.
I know, and we're going to talk about that. I want to go over all of them because there's some interesting choices there.
What was
Definitely
I just
are.
going to say then? You just mentioned something I was going to talk about. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
All right.
But yeah, no, I mean Bayonetta. I'm enjoying it. Like I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I think my thing with this game is like I really just want to play the Bayonetta stuff.
And it's
I'm
like
just
sucking you into the other parts, and you're like,
but it's like every stage. There's at least one or two verses that are just not Bayonetta style gameplay, and I'm just like, ugh, why is it like this? Can't we just have like normal stages? So I don't know. It's just like I said, some of them are better than others. I do kind of like the side story missions. I think now after doing another one. It was much faster at least, but it's just I don't know. I'm more interested to hear your takes on it when you get to play more of it. I have myself at about halfway through at this point. Yes, that's about where I should be. So I don't know. I'm sure. My goal is to finish it by the end of the year, which is going very slowly.
Okay.
So yeah. So there's that. Other things that I did. This week I talked about Splatfest, Bayonetta. Now about a board game really fast.
Yeah,
just because I played that new Clue game. You guys, I remember telling you guys I'm in my Clue fixation right now. So I did try that like escape room board game that they have, and that was interesting. I don't think I've ever tried a game like this before. So it just has like how would I describe it? It's like a modular board with like some storytelling beats, and you kind of like go through and explore, and it gives you a little bit more of the story. And as you go through, it's got like a mystery to solve. There's like puzzles, and then you have to basically as you go through, you unlock more of the board to get through.
Okay.
And then you have to escape from the mansion and figure out who did it. I will say the biggest deflating point for this game with the people that I was playing with was when they found out that the ending was fixed. And because this is not like a normal Clue game where it's like randomized. Like it's like there is a very specific murderer, weapon, and location, and if you play it again, it's still going to be the same. So
is this a Clue game or is this something like?
It's an official Clue game. It's Clue, Treachery of Tudor Mansion is what it's called.
Because here's something I'm going to describe. So there was the indie showcase recently.
Yeah.
And there was some other showcase. I don't remember when I saw it, but it had a game where like you build the mansion essentially while you're playing it, and it's kind of like a board game, but it's a digital one. And I don't know if it was shown on the indie showcase or if it was shown somewhere else, but it's a game coming out on like consoles.
Oh, I watched the indie one, and I don't know what you're talking about. So probably another one. But I would like to see what it is. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to find it, and I'll get back to you about it. Because when I saw it, I was like, Mike would like this. Mike would like this a fuck ton. So I gotta.
Yeah,
figure
no,
out.
it does sound real. It does sound really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And and actually, like I was saying with this game, I did think it was like really enjoyable. They're doing like a whole kind of like spin-off series with these kind of like escape room games. There's two more coming out. One might be coming out either next month or early next year, and then the other one, the third one's like next year. But the next one's like a museum kind of like escape game, and the last one's called Sabotage on the High Seas. And like
Okay.
I think the captain of the ship is murdered, and you're like stranded on some sort of like luxury yacht or something. It sounds really cool. Like I like the concept of these kind of games, and I like the cooperative aspect of it because it's like you explore one thing and you find a clue, and then someone else explores something else, and then they find another piece of that clue, and then you're like, well, how does this puzzle solved?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty creative solutions and some different like ideas going on. So yeah, I mean, if you like those kind of things, I like it. It was only, I think it was like $15, but I've even seen it for I think about it's like 10 as well. And the way I kind of look at it is like, if I was going to take my friends to an escape room, you're not going in there for $10. So like that's much cheaper. And even if you go with like those other escape room board games, like those are usually pretty expensive, or like the ones that come by mail. So I was like, for $10 for probably an hour and a half worth of like escape room fun, I thought it was fun. So and the nice thing is too, like I could probably play it again in a year and completely forget. Just do it again. So just give it some time. But I thought the artwork was fun, and just like I said, I thought it was just a very interesting like discussion thing. It depends though. I mean, obviously your mileage will vary depending on like how involved the other people are. Like DJ really did not seem to care, but the other people were playing with it and they were getting into the puzzles, so it was kind of neat. And the last thing I had was not game related at all. We saw Hamilton this week, like actually in person. Nice. Not on Disney this time. So, Nick, did you see it? I can't remember.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought someone saw it recently. But it was because it's been here for like the last 2 weeks, and DJ found out because it's the last weekend, and he's like, "Oh, some people I know said they got some really cheap tickets to the show. Can you go check it out?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll go and look." Like the seats that we had were normally like $180, but if you put in like, basically, there's a code you could put in which would just reveal the seats. But if you double clicked on them, it was like, "Oh, let me show you the special offers," and the seats were like $30.
Oh,
I was like,
wow!
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I guess we're going to Hamilton. Yeah.
Yep.
Hamilton's a lot of. Did either of you guys even watch it on like Disney or anything?
No, I didn't.
No. Do you guys like musical stuff?
I do like musical stuff. Yeah. I do like musical stuff. The thing is, I've never actually been to one in person. So, yeah.
I've been to a couple of musicals. One was in New York, and that was for Wicked.
Oh, Wicked is good. I like that.
Yeah,
I think Book of Mormon's
like
probably my favorite.
8 or 9, I think.
Book of Mormon is incredible. I love Book of Mormon. But then again, I mean, anything that those two do is like really good. So.
Actually, I'll be up in New York in a couple of weekends in New York City.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
So I'm gonna go to the Nintendo store and see if there's any cool Splatoon shit.
I'm sure they do. I feel like I saw something
Pokemon
there. Oh, they'll definitely have Pokemon stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's someone on YouTube that was up there for a Comic-Con, and they did like a walkthrough of the Nintendo store. I remember being like, "Oh, that's really cool," that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I wonder who it was.
The YouTuber?
Yeah.
Abdullah
I watch a
Smash.
lot of YouTube. What now?
His name's Abdullah Smash.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
I don't know why I thought you said anything for views at first, because I was gonna lose my shit.
Anything for views?
That almost should be. I don't know. So I really go like 50-50 on this particular YouTuber, because some of his videos, like when he's doing like informational ones, like, hey, let me do like walkthroughs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy his like walkthrough videos, but when I'm actually watching him stream, I hate him. So
I feel that way with a lot of the Nintendo based YouTubers. I like more YouTubers that are like a variety, that sort of thing. Like I really liked at first what's his name? Beat 'em ups. I liked him at first. And then the more and more I watched him, and the more and more clickbaity and annoying he got. And I was just like, man, you were so good. You had it all, and then you were just like, I'm gonna be super clickbaity. But then like sometimes he still has videos where it's like, okay, that was an interesting video. But yeah. And I feel that way
Some of
about a
the
lot of YouTubers when it comes
so
to
this
Nintendo
one,
specifically for some reason.
he's not super clickbaity. There's something about his personality when he's live streaming. I
Mhm.
just don't. Maybe it's because it seems very performative. I just don't find it very
Well, see,
enjoyable to
that's the
watch.
thing. You kind of have to be a Nintendo YouTuber because you have to be a walking, talking robot most of the time to not have them be like, "All right, you can't be like, you can't stream our stuff, you can't play our games because you said one bad thing. We didn't like it. Out you go. We've taken all your revenue as well. Get fucked." Because that shit
Well, it's
happens
not.
so often.
Well, I mean, he was he won one of like one of the big Nintendo champions they had
Yeah, he was
when they were
one that
doing
won the Mario
Maker
Maker
one,
thing.
maybe.
Yep,
I think
yep, yep.
so. Yeah.
He was playing against Completionist and several other people. I remember him.
Yes.
That's why I
Yes.
started
There's a,
watching him because of his Mario Maker like gameplay stuff. I was like, okay,
yeah.
this guy's kind of cool.
And it's it's not. It's just I don't even know how to describe it.
No, I know
But
exactly what you're talking about. I've watched his streams. His streams are very different from his normal videos.
yeah, like his
Like,
like edited videos, great. Like if you need a
mhm,
walkthrough, like I used his videos to find all like the Spirit Tomb things in
mhm.
Pokemon Arceus, fantastic. Like
Some
it was
things some people just don't do well with doing like off the cuff things,
yeah.
like not scripted.
Yeah, that's true
They
too.
feel faker when they're being real, if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
But I do have to agree with you on like a lot of Nintendo YouTubers do have very clickbaity titles.
Oh yeah.
Like there's one, I think it's Switch Force, which would show up on my feed every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
And I would always be like, they would be like, there's this news, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I follow the news, and I have no clue what you're talking about. And like, I'll watch
Mhm.
it, and it'll be like the most wildest speculation based on
Oh yeah.
speculation based on speculation, and I'm just like, bro, I don't know what you're smoking, but you're just
I
like, this is
totally agree. Yeah,
like
Switch
this
Force
is
is another one of those that's like really bad. And they used to
yeah,
be
and,
pretty good. And I thought okay, so not what was it? Not Game Explain. Was it Game Explain?
Game Explain I know is one that you weren't a big fan of.
I wasn't a big fan of them for a while, but I think they got so. Oh no, you know what? There's one I really like. It's Did You Know Gaming. I really like them,
Oh,
but
Did
I
You Know
feel like
Gaming is
they've
fantastic.
gotten so uppity about their subscriber count in some videos they've done that it's like, guys, it's just YouTube. You just gotta chill. Cause like I saw one where it got downvoted to oblivion. They may have even deleted it. Where it was like the day after Mother's Day. They were like, I need you guys to make sure you do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And they like, took a giant chunk out of their video to like explain why people needed to do this, 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 and this instead of
Mm.
just watching their videos like normal. And like it was a big chunk. And like they were talking about being down in revenue and this, that, and the other, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck? And everyone in the comments was saying the same thing. They're like, maybe you shouldn't release the video on Mother's Day. Did you ever think of that? Maybe you're
Actually,
not shadow banned by YouTube. Maybe you were just an idiot who released a video on Mother's Day.
one streamer I really enjoy for Pokemon stuff is Austin John. I do like his stuff. I think that's what it is. Austin John Plays.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's really good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're looking for Pokemon stuff, I think he does other things too. I think he's like mostly Nintendo centric, but like I think just because YouTube's algorithm, they only show me his Pokemon stuff.
Okay.
But his videos I've always found to be like really excellent. He does kind of his videos are more he'll like break down like mechanics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of be like, hey, Pokemon Arceus, this is how you're gonna do this stuff if you want to do it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or like he just did a video that's like, hey, here's all the exclusive Pokemon in Violet versus Scarlet. So if you're using that as a basis for making a decision, here's the stuff you need to know. So like
That's
those
good.
kind of things, yeah. And he even just said in his video too, he's like, hey guys, I just took down a video with 100,000 views because I realized I made 2 mistakes in it. So he's like, I'm not leaving that shit up because I don't want to be that person. So
Mhm.
I'm losing the views, and I'm putting up a new video with the correct information. So here it is. I was like, oh, I can respect that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's some hot takes on YouTube videos. You guys ready to move on to news?
Absolutely. We got some
Yeah.
stuff to go over.
The only other thing we didn't put in here, and I just remember we were gonna probably should talk about it, was the indie direct. We didn't
Yeah, I
really-
wanted to talk about that.
Completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
There was a couple good things. I mean, I was the thing I was excited for most was that they officially announced Inscription for the Switch.
Yes, they
And
did.
it was funny because
That's
it
a
was
great
just
game.
kind of like, and I actually even saw an article about it from. I
Oh
don't
no,
even know
they
which
also did you see the like black and white game right before it, World of Horror? The one
Yes.
that looked
Mhm.
like a Junji Ito manga, basically.
website.
So I've owned that on PC since 2019. That game has some really weird elements to the story of its creation. Several people thought that the creator got sued by Junji Ito, and then other people thought he was dead for about 2 years. Because this game wasn't updated for 2 years, and this game was supposed to release in 2020 for Nintendo Switch initially. Now it says available summer 2023. There's been 2 updates since the developer came back at the beginning of this year, and I like people are like, what the fuck happened? Like, where did you go? And the developer's like, I'm not saying anything. So like no one knows what happened. We know he's not dead at least, but we don't know if he got sued, if he had to change stuff, or what happened. But like he just disappeared off the face of the planet. No one knew what the fuck happened to him. But yeah, World of Horror 2023 summer, that was also announced during this direct, and that game is very good. So yeah,
All right.
and surprisingly, okay, what else were you gonna say? It was good that was shown in this direct, by the way.
I'm trying to look up a list really quick because I was gonna see.
I'm in the video right now.
'Cause I know there were some other ones that I was like, oh, these games look pretty interesting.
Goodbye World looked interesting.
I know that. Oh, Once Upon a Jester looked interesting.
Yes, it did.
I like that one. The one that was like black and white, I didn't think it looked bad, but I was just like, this is just gonna end with that fox or whatever eating that deer.
Oh, that, yeah.
Blanc, yeah, there it is. Venba annoyed me. I didn't like that.
Vinda?
That was the cooking game.
Oh, that
Vegan.
looked stupid. Like that looked bad.
Well, it was like Cooking Mama, but it was like way too dramatic, and I was like, I don't.
Yeah, I think that was my problem too. Like, I get it if you wanted to do like a family kind of dynamic and everything, but it really looked like it was going for like a drama sort of deal instead, like a drama cooking show. Like not a cooking show like the ones you see on like the Food Network, but like a show that revolves around cooking that's also like super dramatic, like you would see like melodramatic and stuff. And that when I was looking at that, I was like, okay, no, I'm not interested in this.
Oni Road to be the Mightiest Oni, I think actually looked really good. I think that
Hmm.
one was an interesting one. There was
Okay.
one more I remember being like, oh, this looks good, but just looking at the names of the videos and like the pictures doesn't really jump out.
So there's
strike
2
me.
you didn't name, and one of them I've actually already played.
Yeah.
A Little to the Left is very good. I'll just say
Oh,
that
that
right
one
now.
looked interesting. I didn't like the
Yes.
people talking about it, but I was like, I can see why this
They're
might be
just
interesting.
they're very quirky. I saw them do a stream when they had presented the demo of it on Steam at the beginning of this year, and that's when I played it. And it's a lot of fun. So I will say that. It's very relaxing. It's a very relaxing game. It's a puzzle game where you have to put things in a neat and organized fashion, and there's like several different ways you can do it. But like there is a solution, but there's several solutions basically, and it's very relaxing, just like ordering the things and the shelving or putting books in order and this, that, and the other. And then there's like a little element to it where their cat is an asshole and he'll sometimes knock your stuff around. And you have to bat the cat away and be like, no, stop it. And just in general, it's a very relaxing and nice game. And the other game that you didn't talk about was Sports Story.
Oh, because I don't care about that. You know that.
Why?
I don't. I don't like golf.
You didn't like Golf Story?
I don't like golf.
I don't care.
I
Did you
don't like
not
golf.
play?
Period.
It doesn't matter. Did you not play Golf Story when it came out on Switch? It's still Switch exclusive, by the way. That's the only
No,
thing
I
that's ever
didn't.
been released on.
Nope, I did not.
What? How have neither of you played it? Oh my god, it's an RPG.
I know you liked it.
It's
I know you
it's
liked
a
it, but I just missed that.
story-based RPG. It just happens to have golf in it.
Yeah, and that's the part that I don't like. That's why I've not played it. I hate golf. I don't
Yes.
tell you, Brandon. I just hate it. I hate golf. It doesn't matter. I don't even like Mario Golf. You know that. I don't even like any golf. It's the only thing you can maybe get me to play is like putt-putt in real life. Maybe.
Okay.
It's got to be one of those really fun courses.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a moment to say, Golf Story had a really good world built around it that was very interesting, and it was really cool the way that game played out. It was a lot of fun. The golfing, even though that is a central part to push the game along, it had a lot more to it than just that, and I really think it's unfair to not give it a chance. Moving on from that, though, Sports Story looks like a lot of fun, and it's added like all this other stuff, including like dungeon crawling and stuff, and that one looked like a lot like I'm interested in that. That's something I really want to play.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean it's fair. I'm not saying it's a bad game.
Mhm.
I'm just saying there's just got a lot that doesn't excite me. That's all.
And like I
Just
said, I
indie
think
golf.
Goodbye World looked really good, where you play as a failing indie game developer, and you can play the games that they're failing to make.
Oh
That
yeah,
shit
that game
looked
did
really
look
cool.
interesting. I know what that game is now.
Mhm.
Yes. That does look interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it from the title, but now I
Mhm.
remember because it looked like they were playing like a Kirby like game
Yes,
at one
yes,
point.
they were playing like a Game Boy game that they had designed, and like it didn't do so well and everything, and they were trying to figure out why it didn't do so well. I just I like the idea of that game. Oh, and Rogue Legacy 2, very good game. So, yeah. Let's move on from that. Let's just go to the nominees for Game of the Year. Let's move to that, shall we?
Alright.
Because there's a
Yeah,
lot.
sure.
Is that cool? I mean, like I don't know what else we have
Yeah,
written here.
yeah.
'cause
And
it's
some
not
don't even make
really-
sense.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Just-
talk about Game of the Year then, shall we?
Just random thought and it is kind of Game of the Year related.
Go on.
So there was a trailer that popped up on YouTube yesterday or the day
Mhm,
before. That was like official trailer. It was like Jurassic Park something.
Oh, is it the
And
VR game?
huh?
Is it the VR game?
So I'll tell you. So I'm like watching it, and it's like it takes place in Jurassic Park, and like
Mhm.
you get to see like the water park, and then there's these scenes with like the dinosaurs coming at you, and like the T-Rex, and and then you're like looking at like where the cars are, and like the fences down, like in the first movie, like where the T-Rex
Mhm.
escapes, and then it ends, and it was like made in dreams, and I was like, no fucking
Wow, that's so cool.
way, yeah. Yeah, because I was just like, no. I'm like, I never would have guessed.
Yeah,
No.
Dreams is a very impressive like creation tool. It's really
All
nice.
I'll look at. I'm pulling up the nominees, but I'll see if I can find that trailer just to show you what I'm talking
Okay.
about. Because I was wild. Like I never, ever, 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 ever
Mhm.
would have guessed. Okay. So, anyways, so VGAs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, how are we doing this? Do we go to the big one first, or we go to the smaller ones?
I mean, I guess just start with the big one.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So they have Game of the Year here, and the games that are nominated are Plague Tale, Elden Ring, Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. There are at least 2 on this list that I was like, wow, damn, they made it far.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were very impressed that Xenoblade Chronicles made it into Game of the Year.
I'm very impressed that Stray made it also, because it's the
Yeah,
first
me too.
game by this developer, and it came out of nowhere. And apparently, damn, they thought it could be a Game of the Year contender, so that's impressive. My vote is easy. It's Elden Ring for me, easily. I even with how good God of War Ragnarok is, I don't think anything can top the experience I've had playing Elden Ring this year. So,
Yeah, I mean, I would do Xenoblade because that's obviously I've played that one.
yeah, obviously.
Mhm.
I don't know if Nick has I thought. Is it Stray, Nick? Would you would you vote for Stray?
I don't have a horse in this race. I haven't played any of these games.
That's a shame.
I feel like Elden Ring's gonna get it.
I feel like it deserves it. I also think Stray is a sleeper. Like it could come in and fucking wipe the floor with everything here. It
Also
really
true.
depends. But yeah, I think the two that probably deserve it the most are Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok. With Stray being an absolute sleeper hit that I would not be like upset if it won it instead. I don't think Forbidden West deserves it, and as far as Plague Tale Requiem, it's good, but I don't think it's good enough to be Game of the Year material. And
I think Xenoblade 3's got a chance to be up there.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know much about Xenoblade 3 other than you've seemed to have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's the best one in the series, honestly.
That's impressive because you played the entire series front to back, essentially.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, X.
Yep.
I think this one has it has a really compelling narrative. I like the Xenoblade Chronicles, all of them except for X, because that was just weird. But like, the soundtrack and
It's like an MMO that wasn't an MMO.
Yeah, no, I mean it does have like a really interesting gameplay loop. I think. This one I think does a lot of nice stuff. I love the world building that this series always has too. I think it does have that MMO feel to it. But it does a good job without making sure you don't get like super overwhelmed. I don't know. I've been incredibly impressed with it. Especially too because you wonder how they were going to build off of what they had from 1 and 2. Consider this is like a combined sequel. So yeah, no, I think they did a really good job with everything they have here. So I don't know. I mean, I could see how it could stand up to the other ones, but I mean, this list is really solid. So
yeah, I do think this is a very good list.
I don't think Xenoblade will take it. My guess though is it'll probably be Elden Ring that will take it.
It should be Elden Ring, but I think there's too much recency. Recency, is that the word I'm looking for? Recency bias, and I think God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think God of War will take it personally, but Elden Ring deserves it.
All right. I don't know if recency is a word, but recency bias.
I think it is. I think recency bias is.
I don't know, but I like it. Even if it's not, it sounds nice.
Yeah, recency bias. It's recency bias or availability bias is a cognitive error identified in behavioral economics whereby people incorrectly believe that recent events will occur again soon. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm gonna say that it's not what I wanted it to mean.
That's not what you mean.
There we go. It's not what I wanted it to mean, but
it is a real word, and
it is a real
like
term. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but here's recency bias is a cognitive bias that favors recent events over historic ones. Memory bias.
There we go.
Yeah,
there
so
we go.
that one
works.
That's the one you're looking for. Yes,
that's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, that bias is better.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Because yeah, I mean, Elden Ring came out in like March, right? I don't know.
Yeah, and clearly, God of War has better economics than.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sony is the one that developed it, so probably. Yeah. And all right, moving on from that, we got best game direction, which our nominees are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray.
I got no horses in this race, so I just gave it to Stray.
Yeah,
it's Stray. I would have given it to Stray also, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna go on to the next one. Then we got best narrative, which is Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, and Immortality. And like, seriously, at this point, like, we're gonna repeat the same thing over and over again.
All these have basically been the same thing, except with like, it's like the same 4 with like an extra game or 2 in there.
Yeah. So anyway, best narrative, it'd be God of War, in my opinion.
I'll go with God of War.
I would say Elden Ring, but you have to really work for the Elden Ring narrative, and then to fully understand it, you need to watch like a 45-minute long YouTube video that explains it to you. So, like, there's that.
Yeah, so that hasn't evolved along with the series. Got it?
Not really. I mean, it does do a much better way of telling you in the game itself, but it's still vague enough that it's like, you really need to explore and look at every nook and cranny and look at your surroundings and read things to further get the narrative beyond like the very superficial element of the narrative. So like you could still understand what's going on by playing the game itself, but you have to like super deep dive into it to like really get the full narrative essentially. Anyway, best art direction. I would say Scorn. Scorn looks incredible. It is garbage, but it looks amazing.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, like it's not a good game. I've heard nothing but it is a bad game because it's like
nice.
Yeah, but it looks nice. It looks really good. So, but I mean, HR Giger, so Geiger. Fuck, I don't know which one it is. I don't care. Anyway. That was Elden Ring, God of War, Ragnarok, for Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, or Stray. And again, it's the same thing with an extra little game added in, this time being Scorn. But I do like the fact that Stray has shown up on so many lists here for categories. I really like that element. I also would have given it Stray if it wasn't for Scorn being here. Best score in music. This is easy. This one's easy. The answer to this.
Blade 3. I just told
you.
The
answer to this is Metal Hellsinger. Easy. Fucking easy.
Now
When you
Blade.
Nope. Nope. I will fight you tooth and nail on this one. I know you've not played Metal Hellsinger, but Metal Hellsinger brought in some of my favorite fucking artists of all time, and they were like, "Here's our game. Make us music specifically for this game." And they hired like actual metal artists, and it is fucking amazing what they did. It is so good. They brought metal bands back from the dead to make music for this game, and I am all fucking for it. It is so fucking good. I ain't even gonna list the other nominees. Metal Hellsinger wins this one.
Xenoblade 3.
No. I'm sorry. Dude, I would legitimately go to a Metal Hellsinger concert because the music is so fucking good.
I'm just sad because there was a snub in this category.
Yeah?
And that was Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, that's such a good soundtrack too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yep. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna read it was A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellsinger, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And the answer was Metal Hellsinger. So moving on. The best audio design, I don't care about this one. I really don't.
I don't either.
Out of all of these, I mean, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 with my headphones on the entire time. I have also played God of War Ragnarok, and it just sounds like God of War Ragnarok. Call of Duty has a lot of elements in the campaign, at least, where the sound does matter, and as such, I'd probably give it to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But I think most people are probably going to go for Gran Turismo 7 because race cars go vroom vroom. And if your cars really sound like cars that go vroom vroom, then that's going to get the vote, probably. So,
I mean, it's got my vote, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Totally fair. So, there you go. Best performance is easy. It's Christopher Judge. I'd easily give this to Christopher Judge. He is doing a fantastic job in God of War Ragnarok. So is Sonny. I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Sonny. There's 2 God of War Ragnaroks, like voice actors on here. We got Sonny, Soljic? Is that how it's pronounced? And Christopher Judge. So. And they both do excellent jobs. And yeah, I mean, like the year where we had Last of Us Part 2, and we had like 4 nominees from that game, and I was like, this is just too much. I'm looking at this and seeing 2 nominees from God of War Ragnarok, and I'm like, this is too little. So, like that's how I feel. I feel like the voice acting in the game is actually incredible. So anyway, Horizon Forbidden West, Ashley Birch, Plague Tale Requiem, Charlotte McBurney, God of War Ragnarok, Christopher Judge, Immortality, Manon Gage, and God of War Ragnarok, Sonny Soljic. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know, but anyway, it's either one of the God of War Ragnarok ones. Easy. Games for Impact. Did you play Citizen Sleeper ever, Nick? Like at all?
No, I did not.
Okay, I recommend that. You know how you played the organ harvesting thing and you really enjoyed it a lot?
Yeah.
I think if you play Citizen Sleeper, you will have the same kind of enjoyment from that game.
Okay.
it's sort of like FTL, Faster Than Light, if you've ever played that game, where you have to like control all the different aspects of the ship, but you also have to like control your crew and their morale, and there's a lot of crazy shit going on the outside world, and just in general, it has like a lot of visual novel elements, but like the elements are like more of building the story and the characters and this, that, and the other, and talking about the strife and everything they're going through at the time. And I think you would really enjoy that one. So, yeah. Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper, Endling Extinction is Forever, Hindsight, and I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I think I Was a Teenage Exocolonist and Citizen Sleeper are the two that have the biggest chance of winning this one. They're also the only two I've heard of or played.
Just looking through the next categories, there are a bunch of
ongoing.
duds. So.
Yeah, duds for ongoing. I mean, this one I would go with Final Fantasy 14 because just continue, and then best indie title. I want to go to that. So every single title on this list is fucking phenomenal. I'll just say that right now. So best indie title has Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic. There is not a bad game in this list. And thinking about it, oh, go on. What were you gonna say, Mike?
Oh, I slapped my vote on Tunic. That's what I did. I
honestly think I would also put it on Tunic. Tunic is an incredible game. I love Neon White, but Neon White is that special kind of weeb where it's like not everyone is going to enjoy it, but the gameplay's so fucking good that I really think it outweighs the weebiness of it. Sifu is incredible, but it's just super difficult. Cult of the Lamb is an amazing game. I also think that's a first from that company. The developer, not Devolver Digital, obviously. And that game is great. And then we have Stray here again, and Stray's just fantastic. So if you liked indie games this year, you were fucking eating good, because there are so many good games that came out this year. So yeah, every single one of the 5 that I just listed, go play them. They're all excellent games. Best mobile game, I don't care. I really don't. I don't like any of these really, and if I was going to give it anything, it'd probably be Tower of Fantasy or Marvel Snap. But moving on from that, best community support. This is No Man's Sky for like the 18th millionth time in a row. Just simple as that. If you're going to keep giving out free expansions every single year because you still feel bad about a mistake that was not entirely your fault, that's best community support. Easy. But there's also a very big contender here, which is also Final Fantasy 14, where like I think the director was so upset and sad that he couldn't reach the time frame for releasing a expansion on time due to the COVID-19 pandemic and everything, that like he formally apologized to every single player in that game. And when you have someone that's that dedicated to a game, that's really impressive. And when you have 2 people in the same list that are that dedicated to their games, that being No Man's Sky and Final Fantasy 14, that it really shows that there are some developers out there that do care about the games more so than just getting their money for said games or pumping shit out and then not caring about it. So those are really good stories, essentially. Both those games, go play them. They're great. Innovation for accessibility. The one game I'm going to tell you right now, and this is something I really wanted to bring up and I forgot to bring up on the podcast. God of War Ragnarok should not be in this running.
No?
Yes.
Why?
And here's the reason why. Every single one of these other games, I'm pretty sure you can individually like set like the sensitivity of like your control sticks and change everything around so it like does all that sort of stuff the way that you need it to be done. And you can't do that in God of War Ragnarok. And believe it or not, God of War Ragnarok is such a sensitive game when it comes to the sensitivity and the dead zone of your control sticks that me and 4 other people I know personally that have played this game have found out that we have stick drift because the sensitivity is so high on the controller that it literally causes stick drift. Now, I don't know if it's done on purpose to make people go buy new controllers, but holy shit, the sensitivity is so high and it's unadjustable. And my friend went out and had to buy a new controller. My other friend went out and bought a new controller, and I'm not fucking doing it. because I'm just I'm just dealing with it. But yeah, it's not a thing that shows up very often, but it's not a thing that I can adjust in the control settings with any of the accessibility options or with any of that sort of stuff. And it does have a lower scale accessibility options list than things like The Last of Us Part 1. But even more so, I'm very upset that I can't, change the dead zone of my controller in this game, and that the default dead zone literally makes it like I have stick drift, and I don't like that. I just do not like that at all. Like, it's not all the time, but when it pops up, and then I'm walking to the left, and every single person I've talked to, they're always drifting to the left. Now, here's me being a crazy conspiracy theorist. Maybe Sony wanted to sell a few more controllers, and this was done on purpose. Because it's really weird that me and fucking 4 other people all had our sticks specifically drift to the left only in God of War Ragnarok. That's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think God of War Ragnarok should be in this list. If anything, it's probably The Last of Us Part 1, because if they have the same accessibility settings as The Last of Us Part 2, which for all the trouble and the issues I had with Last of Us Part 2, their accessibility settings went above and fucking beyond, to the point where it was like actually crazy the amount of stuff you could do in that game to make it so that it would be adjusted to anyone's play style, to anyone's kind of disabilities or problems that they have with playing games, and make it so anyone could experience that game. And then, like I said, if they just carried those same ones over The Last of Us Part 1, then it absolutely would get my vote easily. But I don't really have much information on any of this stuff, so yeah. Best VR AR, I don't fucking know. I would say Bone Lab, because Bone Lab's amazing. I don't know how Among Us got in here, because it literally released the day before these nominations came out. But hey, whatever.
Probably just need something in the category.
After the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2, and Red Matter 2. It's Bone Lab. Bone Lab's just incredibly good, just like Bone Works was. Nick, there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge nomination in here. So, best action game, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, Sifu, Neon White, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and Bayonetta 3. Personally, I'm probably going to go with Bayonetta 3 by the end of it, but I'm not 100% sure, so right now it's Shredder's Revenge, because Shredder's Revenge is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turtles is great. That game's incredible. I beat it only like 6 times. Action Adventure, Requiem, Plague Tale, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic. I mean, it's the same fucking thing. And
yeah, I feel like all these are the same.
Yeah, I mean, aside from like the indie one and like the accessibility one and this last one. I
just put mine on Tunic, yeah.
Yeah, I would probably put it on Ragnarok, but Tunic is also a really, really good choice. Role-playing. This is different. Elden Ring, Live Alive, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Where do you sit, Mike? Because you've at least played 2 of these.
I know, this is a tough one. I probably would give it to Arceus. I loved that game.
I feel like if Elden Ring was not in this category, Arceus could win. Arceus is a fantastic RPG game, and a really good step in the right direction for Pokemon. But I mean, Elden Ring is going to win, and it also has my vote because it's Elden Ring. So
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's wrong to vote for Xenoblade either. Like I said, I think it's
no.
I think the best one in the series.
I think everything
but
here is
loved Arceus. So.
Yeah, I did too. And I need to go and finish it, which I'm going to do. So
the new Pokemon game's coming out like 2 days, Brandon. You're not finishing it.
I'm finishing it before the end of the year, not before the end of the new Pokemon game. I think this is the weakest year I've ever seen for fighting games. And this list is padded out by a non-fighting game.
It is.
This is a really shitty list. I'm a JoJo fan, and even I'm like, what the fuck? Why is All-Star Battle R here?
Why is Sifu there?
Why is Sifu here? We on this list we have DNF Duel, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, The King of Fighters 15, Multiverses, and Sifu. If anything on this list deserves it, it's probably Multiverses. But that just goes to show how bad of a year it's been for fighting games. So, I don't know if you feel the same way, Nick, but I feel like fighting
No,
games
I
have
agree.
been, like, kind of shit this year.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Like, JoJo is so niche, and it's such a game designed for a specific niche to the point where, like, it shouldn't be on this list. I never in a billion years expected it to be on this list. And Sifu is not a fighting game. So, like, what the fuck? Family games, Splatoon 3. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Which is weird because like I would never play Splatoon 3 with my family.
No, me neither. But I think it's just like, it's more of a way to look at something like, oh, the whole family could play this. More so, like,
Okay.
you know, that sort of thing. Like, you can put the kids down in front of it, and it's not like,
Yeah, they're not going to get
offensive.
like.
Yeah, they're not gonna
bayoneted
get like,
tits.
yeah, they're not gonna get bayoneted titties.
Mommy, where did her clothes go? I don't know.
Her hair is her clothes. But yeah, or the ones in the category are Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3. And honestly, it's Splatoon 3. It's simple as that.
Yeah. I didn't even hesitate.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, that's this one."
And then Best Sim, Dune, Spice Wars, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Total War Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3. I haven't played any of these. But I mean, I would hesitate to say anything other than Sparks of Hope deserves it in this list. So,
Yeah,
sports,
that's my fault.
and it's sports. When you look at sports, it's like, really? Are you really gonna put 3 EA/2K sports games in here? You guys are really not even trying.
That's why I
Like-
voted for the other one.
Which one?
Ali, whatever.
Dude, Ollie World's
yeah.
actually really good. So, like, yeah, the last 2 games you have as an option are Gran Turismo 7 and Ollie World. Ollie World is actually really good, and then Gran Turismo 7 has so many microtransactions, it's crazy. So, when you put those 2 side by side, it's like, by default, Ollie World should be the winner. It won't, but it should be. I foresee this either being Gran Turismo 7 or NBA 2K23. Depending on who votes. So, yeah. I really hope it's not 2K23, though. Best multiplayer is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Multiverses, Overwatch 2, Splatoon 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. I played Shredder's Revenge entirely in multiplayer, and the answer to this is Splatoon 3.
Oh yeah, that's
Easy.
what I'm
Oh,
voting
yeah.
for.
It's easy. like it. Shredder's Revenge was incredible. It's so much fun. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has been probably the best Call of Duty in years. And Multiverses is a fun little, like, free-to-play Smash clone, essentially. And I like Overwatch 2, which many people don't, but I like it. But Splatoon 3, it's just, we've talked about it before, and Splatoon 3 is just one of those games where it's like, damn, how is it that the most competitive shooter was made by Nintendo? You know, it's crazy. The content creator, who cares? But Ludwig
Yep.
would be the answer.
Yeah.
Debut indie, it's Vampire Survivors, baby. It's Vampire Survivors, baby. Yeah. So
I've been trying to sell that game to a lot of my friends.
have you played it yet?
No, but I just
Oh,
take your word for it.
You have to play it, dude. It's $2.99 and it's free on Game Pass. Play it.
That's fair.
Play it, please. I promise you, once you play it, you'll be like, where did 30 hours go? What the fuck am I doing? I forgot to eat. I swear to you, you will be like that. It's just one of those games. So anyway, best debut indie, we got Neon White, incredible game. Narco, I've not played this. I don't know how it is. Stray, also incredible game. Tunic, fucking phenomenal game. And Vampire Survivors, I'm pretty sure I forgot to eat one day when I was playing this. This game is so fucking good. Vampire Survivors is incredible. So, yeah. But if Vampire Survivors wasn't here, I would put my vote on Tunic, because Tunic is like, when you have, neither of you have played Tunic yet,
No.
right? Are either of you going to play Tunic?
I probably will someday.
Tunic is one of those games that is very special, even though it is essentially a Legend of Zelda clone mixed with some Souls-like elements. Very, very minor Souls-like elements. What makes it very special, though, is that nothing in this game is hand-fed to you whatsoever. And one of the elements of this game is you have a little booklet that looks like the exact kind of booklet you'd get from a Game Boy or a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo game. And that booklet is written in a different language. And you have to both decipher the language and how to play the game as you go along. But as you're playing this game, you kind of learn by just playing, and you really have those moments where you feel like that was genius. I can't believe I didn't think about that, or like, wow, I wouldn't have thought I could do that before. And when like that shit clicks and you like figure it out, it's updated in your little booklet. But on top of that, then it also helps you realize what those little letters meant before, which helps you learn what the language is that's being used in this game on like doors and in different places and like signposting and whatnot. And the element of like seeing that come together and having that moment is like just so cool to experience. And the gameplay is just so good, and the world is really pretty, and it looks really nice, and it is a phenomenal game. And in any other year of indie games being released, this would be like that indie game that I would fight for tooth and nail. But Stray and Vampire Survivors also exist this year, so it's really hard too. So my vote's Vampire Survivors easily. But Tunic is like so fucking good that it deserved more nominations in the Game of the Year awards. And then the only other thing that's left, I think, is adaptation, right? Because after that, it's just nothing that's important. Oh wait,
There's
no,
most anticipated.
Yeah.
Then
So
there's
adaptation.
Nothing, yeah.
So there are 4 adaptations here, and then one that's like, are you stupid? We got Arcane, League of Legends, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and then the Uncharted movie, which
I voted
could
for the
only
Uncharted movie.
gotta be shitting me.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I don't think it's the best one, but I liked it.
It is the worst thing on this list.
Did you watch it?
It is the worst thing on this list.
Did you watch it?
Dude, I don't even have to have seen the movie to know it is the worst thing on this list.
I'm sure it is, but I had a lot of fun watching it, so I gave it my vote.
What, Uncharted?
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic 2 clears it, but
Edge Runners clears both of them.
it's either Edge Runners or Sonic 2 for me. I have to finish Edge Runners still, though.
It's either Edge Runners or Arcane. Arcane is fucking incredible.
The Cuphead show's not too bad either.
I don't like League of Legends, and Arcane is really good. If you haven't watched Arcane, watch Arcane. So yeah, I can't decide which one it is, but it's either Arcane or Cyberpunk Edge Runners. So yeah. Granted, I have not seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2 yet.
Very good.
And I've not seen all of the Cuphead show. But I would be hard pressed to imagine that either of them can overtake Arcane or Edge Runners. Because it's fucking Studio Trigger. It's Studio Trigger.
It is Studio Trigger.
And Arcane made me care about a game I actively dislike. So like when you can have those two things up against everything else, it's really hard to be like any of these other nominees. It's really hard to see that. Not that the Uncharted movie probably isn't fun, and not that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 probably isn't a blast, because I mean the original movie was so good. Yeah, it's probably because the weeb side of me would have to be Edge Runners, but I really wish it was Arcane. So, moving on. Most anticipated game. We have Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts.
We have Big Lots Legacy.
Yeah, Big Lots Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, and Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Where do you guys stand in this list? Because this is actually a pretty tough one.
Personally, I didn't think this one was tough, but you finish your thought, Nick, because I'm just talking afterwards.
Gotcha. Personally, mine's FF16,
Okay.
but I know out of everything on this list, nothing's gonna beat Legend of Zelda for people.
Okay.
So here's my hot takes on these games.
Mhm.
So Resident Evil 16, I still don't feel like I've seen enough.
You mean
to
Final
actually...
Fantasy 16?
Yeah, whatever, same thing. Final
It
Fantasy
really
16,
isn't.
I've still don't feel like I've seen enough from that to even have like an opinion on whether or not I should even care, aside from the name. So no, Hogwarts. I don't care about Harry Potter. So
Wait, how much have you seen of Final Fantasy 16?
not much, not enough to care.
Okay, I was going to say, like, you do realize it's like the active battle system, not active, but like the hack and slashy battle system again, and then also, it's just Game of Thrones. It's literally just Game of Thrones, but Final Fantasy Game of Thrones.
We'll
Anyway,
see.
moving on. Moving on.
We will see. I mean, I can see why people would be excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just, well, it's you guys know, like it's very rare for me to get like hyped up about like Game of Thrones-esque things, anyway. So.
Oh yeah. I've heard that the dragon one, the new one that just ended, was actually really good. House of Dragon.
Yeah,
I've heard it was really good. I haven't watched it yet though.
Yeah. Hogwarts, I don't care about Harry Potter, so that one was just like a nothing for me.
Has nothing to do with Harry Potter other than Hogwarts. It takes place before Harry Potter.
I don't know anything about the entire universe of Harry Potter is what I'm saying, Brandon. Nothing.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying it's a new thing that's all on its own.
That's okay. I don't have any. My finger has not dipped into that universe for even a millisecond. So nothing. Resident Evil 4. I mean, I love Resident Evil 4. I am terrified they're going to destroy this game, so I'm not anticipating that. Okay. Starfield, I am not looking forward to people bitching about why their game is buggy for 6 months after its release. Because I still remember when Far Cry 4 came, or Fallout 4 came out.
Oh yeah.
Like, why is this game so buggy? Because that's what Bethesda does. Like, y'all, that's just what happens.
And you know the reason why, right?
Because they don't take the time to bug test it. Yes.
No, that's not the reason why. They haven't made a new engine for their games since 2011.
Wow, they still seem to fix the bugs later. So obviously,
what I'm saying is
they're
using the same engine from the original Skyrim game, which was a updated engine of what was the game
Creation
that came before that? Yeah, it's the Creation engine, but it was just an updated version of the what was the other game that came before Skyrim? What was the Elder Scrolls game? Oblivion. It was just the Oblivion engine with extra bells and whistles on it. So literally, this engine has been around since Oblivion, and they're still using the exact same fucking engine.
And that's why everything is by now.
No. Because hardware and stuff is advancing so far, and it's like if I was trying to use a fucking TI-83 to program fucking, I don't know, God of War. If I was trying to use a TI-83 to program God of War, that's essentially what Bethesda does every time they release a new game.
You know, I bet someone could do it, and it would have less bugs. Honestly.
You're probably right.
But I do agree with Nick, regardless. Like, regardless of the 5 games in this list, Zelda will sweep next year. So, that is what I'm more excited for.
Yeah, my answer is Resident Evil 4. Easily.
I just wish it wasn't going to be a shit game. That's my only complaint.
Why do you think it's going to be a shit game?
Because it's not Resident Evil 4. It's Resident Evil 4.
Wait, I don't understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, what?
It's a remake of a great game. They're going to fuck it up. They are going to fuck this game up.
Have you not played the remakes that Capcom's been putting out lately? They're fucking incredible.
That is not what you said about Resident Evil 3.
Resident Evil 3 that's a problem child because of the fact that it should have been part of Resident Evil 2. But they broke it up in pieces.
So half of them are bad. You're not really selling
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just that I wasn't going to pay $60 for a 3-hour experience.
You're digging the deeper hole, Brandon. You're not selling me on Resident Evil 4.
The game itself is a great remake. The game itself is awesome to play. The problem is I'm not going to pay $60 for a 3-hour game. And Resident Evil 2...
they cut out a bunch of content out of 3?
No, it's because it's in Resident Evil 2. That's the issue.
I don't know. Anyways, I don't have faith for Resident Evil 4.
I've looking at the track record, I think it's dumb to not have faith.
We will see.
Looking
We
at
will see.
Village, looking at Resident Evil 2, and even if it wasn't sold at fucking $60, looking at Resident Evil 3 from the way that they made that remake, if you look at those games specifically, which are the last
When does the new
Capcom
Resident Evil
games,
4 come out? March?
yes,
You need to write this down somewhere because we
Yes,
need to
I will.
come back to this.
I will. I think it's
in
going
March
to be incredible.
yeah, that's you know, put it in like the bold predictions thing. I
Bold
want that
You know,
bold predictions. Brandon thinks Resident Evil 4 is going to be quote unquote incredible.
yes.
Like I
yes.
want that. Like maybe
That's it.
even put it in like
That's
a
it.
color too.
You know,
Yeah.
red, bold it, italicize, underline. Done. Easy. Because I've actually watched the video footage of Resident Evil 4, and I watched the full fucking hour-long video where they showed off the gameplay for it. It looked fucking phenomenal.
I'm sure they're able to put together a nice hour of Resident Evil 4. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I do not think that whole package is going to make it.
I think it is.
Nope.
I think
they're gonna cut so much content out of that game.
I don't think it's going to be cut at all. I think it's going to be packed to the gills like Resident Evil 2 was.
They'll probably cut out the whole castle. You probably just go right from the village right to the end.
No,
like,
no.
There you are.
They've literally shown us more content than the original game had. Even putting in the stuff that was from the
fantastic.
shit. No, putting in the stuff that was in the beta of it. Like, damn, dude. It looks good. It looks real good. It looks really fucking good. I think Resident Evil 4 will end up being like Resident Evil 2 was when it came out, which was fucking incredible. I'm standing by that too. Bold, italicize, underline, red, and we'll put it at 42-point font. There you go. That's my thoughts. You know what? Right, hold on a second. I gotta pull up the Google Doc.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't see it in the Google Doc.
It's coming.
Anyways.
Yeah. Yep. We're getting it down here. I'll put it under here, and
this bold predictions table seems like a great place to put it.
Oh, is that a thing?
Very good.
Okay, yeah.
It's only been there since September 24th, 2020, Brandon.
/15/22. Brandon. That's fine. Brandon. That's gonna be my name.
Brandon. Oh.
We're gonna do this with 42-point font, bold, italicized, underline, and the color red. Why won't it? Okay.
Resident Evil will be, quote, incredible. Okay.
And then I have to somehow put this into 42. There it is. There it is.
It was there. And it better be that incredible. Like bold, red, italicized, underline. Like I feel like that's at least 101 on Metacritic. Like is what that's saying. Anyways.
I also think the new Silent Hill looks really fucking good too.
I'm sure that will probably be good. That I feel like I don't know. I feel like you have a better chance of making a good original game than you do remaking a classic.
I don't know, man.
We'll see. We'll find out in March. We got some bold predictions going on.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Nope.
All right. Let's do it. Thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our website, game-crunch.com. We can list all our old episodes. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter. You can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Hello.
Any final thoughts?
No. But you have my bold prediction. There it is.
Oh, yes. Don't worry. We will revisit this topic in 4 months' time. Yep. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm excited.
I feel like this is a good bet.
We'll
I have no money, so I'm not putting money on it, but it is being predicted.
That's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
Winner takes gloating rights. That's what's important.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Nick, any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Are you also Nick?
Yeah, I guess you're also Nick.
Oh, I didn't hear him say Nick. I just thought he said any final thoughts, like in everyone, like the whole team. My bad. Yeah, Nick. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
There's an echo in here.
I'm Nick. I'm sorry. Anyway,
anyways.
Nick, any final thoughts?
No.
Okay.
No. I should have done it too. I missed that opportunity.
Oh, that reminds me of no, never mind, sorry.
Anyways, that's that. My name is Megan Anastasia. You can find me online, Clash of Penguin. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
Games.
Alright, I want to say this real quick. The any final thoughts on me interrupting? I didn't mean to interrupt that from you, Nick, but it reminded me of this one wrestler who last week he interrupted the fucking commentator and pulled out his own microphone and then said the commentator's catchphrase instead, and the commentator just looks at him like, "You motherfucker."
Oh my god.
Well, you listen to do Nick's catchphrase then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Nick's catchphrase is just no.